All right. Good to be here. Another great day. Lots of things happening. Really starting to work this out because I think that what I'm putting together is really going to help a lot of people. So I've been working on this membership group, and one of the big things that needs to do is to put together a success path to take you from where you are to where you want to be, from being just ordinary, which was special anyways, but being just ordinary and taking you to a point where you start doing extraordinary things you thought you never thought you could do, but with the right treatment and um, the right coaching to put you in the position that you need to be in. All right. So what I was going to talk about first is what I always talk about with complex beings, which means we're not just one simple being. We live on three planes. We're spiritual beings. We're gifted with this intellect that we talk about. And of course, we live in a physical body. And that being said, being, again, and now that people are starting to join, we are spiritual beings gifted with an intellect, and we live in a physical body. With that being said, as spiritual beings, we are energy forces. And with energy never stays the same. Energy seeks to do two things. One, it seeks for greater expansion and for greater expression. And when energy is seeking expansion and expression, that's how we get that impulse of attraction. And we're going to talk a lot about the law of attraction, because you see, what happens is when we say set goals, or we decide we're going to do something, we project a certain amount of energy, be it positive or negative, and that energy is going to do one of two things. Just like with a magnet, it's either going to repel or suck something in. Bad energy. Let's look at that for a second. If we were negative, in a negative mode, you would find that we kind of repel people, and people stay away and they don't want to get next to you. But when you have that sense of attraction, when you're positive and you're seeking greater expression and greater expansion, you're going to notice how things kind of get attracted to you. I always talk about the automobile type situation. When you're buying a new car, say you buy a car, it's a black Jeep, just an example. All of a sudden, it seems like everywhere you turn on the road, you see black Jeeps around. It's like, where have they been all this time? I never saw them before. That's because our awareness has been heightened, and we send out certain signals so that we're actually pulling that in. Excuse me. So when you set a goal, it's similar. As you set goals, you begin to attract the resources and the resources and the people that you need to accomplish what you need to accomplish. That's critical. So in this membership group that I'm putting together, I keep talking about it. And I'm almost to the point where I'm ready to send out an offer to kind of get people to help me build this thing. But I finally got to create a success path, as we call this thing, helping ordinary people to do extraordinary things. I've finally worked out the actual success path that I will bring you through to create an extraordinary experience, to allow you to do extraordinary things. And I just wanted to give you a taste and to share with you some of the titles and some of the things in this. so that you kind of get excited about it. Because later this week, I intend to send out an offer, and you can become a part. All my founding members, it only costs $19.99 a month, but what a tremendous experience you're going to have being part of a group that's called Helping Ordinary People to Achieve and Do Extraordinary Things. So, to begin with, I have, as you get into this group, a lot of people will probably be in a situation where I call ordinary and wanting to change or wanting to help. Ordinary people and they're needing help in changing. So what's an ordinary person? I'm talking about people who feel trapped and stuck where they are, and they feel there's no mobility in their current position. Or someone that's just to the point where each day going into work, I feel like I'm losing part of my soul every day. That's the kind of people I'm talking about. People that they feel like their life is just not serving them anymore, and they're not feeling any personal growth. These are the kind of people that are coming in ordinary and wanting some help to get past that to the next step. Or people that lost that love for what they do now, and they just want to get to the next move and they're afraid to make it. Well, that puts you right there at the beginning of this journey. Or someone that just doesn't get excited about their work anymore, and they want to get that spark back. They want to really get to the point where they can feel excited about what they're doing again and really impact people in a positive way. Or they have a message, or you have a message that you want to share. You know that message. And you really want to get it out, but you're afraid. And you're just not confident enough to do that. Well, that's what this group's about. So then I take people from this ordinary and stage where they want to be able to help people and want to be able to move on. And we start off by building an awareness and creating positive programming. And how do we do that? Well, first, you've got to be ready and willing to change. And with that being said, then we're going to start off with the basics, doing some goal setting exercises. I can't tell you how powerful that is when you begin to set goals. And I know a lot of people, see, the problem is a lot of people know what they don't want, and they have difficulty deciding what they do want. And we get in further when we start talking about building a successful, building a mind for success. We get into the fact that what happens is with the subconscious mind, when we keep telling ourselves what we don't want, the subconscious mind doesn't filter that. And what it does, it creates those images based on what we don't want because we keep talking about it instead of talking about what we do want. When we do that, it becomes powerful because then we start to create this attraction towards what we really want. And when we do that, we start drawing the people and the resources to accomplish what we've been trying to do for so long, but couldn't because our language needed to change. We needed to start talking positive to ourselves. Let's face it, the person you talk to the most is you. We have conversations with ourselves all day. Have you ever driven in a car and you've had this whole conversation with yourself and you end up at your destination, you're like, I'm here. Wow, how'd I get here? Because you were so involved in your mind in what was going on with that conversation that you totally, your subconscious mind drove you to your destination, and you finally realized when you got there that you're there. But that full conversation, to be able to channel that and see by getting to this next stage, which is called building awareness and positive reprogramming, where we start to learn affirmations that we give ourselves. We find the song that gives us power and strength. we find that poem or that phrase that allows us. One of my phrases is, I'm a success seeker, not a failure avoider. A success seeker, not a failure avoider. So it gives you that energy, the positive. And then, so that first stage is that reprogramming is getting some affirmations and building the dreams. One of my greatest dreams. I've been to Italy once, and I got to visit the Amalfi Coast. Can you imagine? I was there. I was in the military, so I was there driving with another fellow sailor, and I just couldn't help. I couldn't get the image out of my mind. Just me and my wife driving those winding roads, stopping at those small little restaurants where the only item on the menu is the fresh catch of the day and the one fixings that they put together. And then if you drink, and I don't drink, but if they have the great wines from the vineyards that have been freshly squeezed from up in the hills. And as you eat, you're overlooking the beautiful water. And you see people out there doing all kinds of things, sailing and fishing and just kind of like trolling around in the water. But the dreams that really drive you, those need to be at the front of your mind. So that's the positive awareness and that positive reprogramming. And then cutting out some of the news, cutting out the news. Let's face it, the news thrives on that negative energy that just sucks the life out of you. If you've got, can you imagine this energy that's sucking the life out of you on a daily basis because you feel you've got to have it, but you really don't need it. You don't. They search the world. You'll find out about a robbery in halfway across the world. And you're here and you're feeling nervous and frantic because that's how the news is. That's how our culture is. They want to just tell you all the bad stuff. Well, we've got to reprogram that in a positive way. Otherwise, we're going to stay where we're at. So that's that part of that building awareness and positive reprogramming. We need to change our self-talk when we talked about that. You're a good person. You're going to conquer the world today. When you're in the mirror each morning, these are the kind of things you have to tell yourself. It was a good day. It's going to be better tomorrow. I will conquer the world tomorrow. I will get this done tomorrow. When tomorrow comes, you say, this is going to be a great day. I'm going to get what I need to get done when I need to get it done, and everyone's going to be happy about it. And you tell yourself those things 2-3 times a day, and the same thing with your goals. You have them in front of you. You got to have those images in front of you to push you in a positive direction, so you can attract those resources that you need to make the next move. Okay, and then that's just a few there, and then adjust your attitude. I talk about The Winning Attitude by John Maxwell, great book. You can't get better stories about attitude than in that book. It even talks about in airplanes, and if you ever have time, check it out and find out what an attitude indicator is in an airplane. And it's really amazing how much it refers back to our attitude in general. Interesting. And then you go from building awareness and positive reprogramming to building a mind for success. And in this area here, I always talk about the subconscious and conscious mind. You learn about the stickman theory, and about conscious and subconscious mind that I talk about all the time. But we're going to go a little deeper into that. And then exercising your mental faculties. We always talk about our physical muscles and all that great stuff. What about those mental muscles? A lot of times we go through life just regurgitating information back that we've memorized, as opposed to actually thinking and using our God-given mental faculties like perception, intuition, imagination. Did you know that you can set images in your imagination and that your subconscious mind cannot tell the difference between the real and the imagined? And then you can take those images and design your future. You can take perception and alter perception and then direct things in a direction that you thought wasn't possible, but you allowed your mind to work for you and work in your favor to give you more. So we'll talk about the 6 intellectual property faculties of our mind and how we can use those to really elevate ourselves, which goes back to that law of attraction as I was talking about. When you have that law of attraction, what it does is we give off a certain vibe. You ever hear someone say you've been around someone, you're in a group, and then you get away later, you're like, I don't know about that guy. I had a bad vibe for him. That's that intuition that we have that gives us that insight into others around us. You can have a bad vibe or you can have a good vibe on something. And see, so many times our intuition is helping us, but see, our awareness hasn't been brought to a point where we just dismiss it when we should have taken it. And had we taken it, man, it would have put us in the direction we needed to be. The next phase on that path is called perseverance and consistency. This is where you're finally starting to understand this, and you're coping effectively with setbacks, and you're not letting them stop you from where you were heading. This is where this membership group helps, because so many times, like I said, we are so different that we have knowledge. We are so different than our friends because of just the way we think, because we use our minds, that our friends look at us weirdly, and we can't share some of those wins with them because they don't understand or they dismiss it. That's what this group is about. This membership group will help you by encouraging you and recognizing those wins for you, which just enforces your confidence and helps you to be stronger to accelerate your growth to where you want to go. Excellent. So, and at this point, you start refining your message, that message that's inside you want to share with others. You start refining that message and start sharing it first in the group, then maybe with a couple of friends, and they may laugh, and that's okay, because you can come back to the group and get encouragement, because that's why we're here. We're one strong group growing together. And then finally, we get to that point where we start accomplishing things. We get the promotions. We move to the new job and thrive. We start the new successful business. We become what I call dream warriors. We are fighting for our dreams and we are winning the battle. That's the ultimate objective of this group, helping ordinary people become extraordinary by reaching that point where you're a dream warrior, fighting for your dreams and winning the battle and getting what you always wanted. Bringing that hope back in where you thought it was gone, where you thought life was just existing for the rest of your life. That doesn't have to be the case. Join me on this journey. Become a founding member. Just as soon as I figure out the technical side of that, I'll put that out there. Like I said, it costs a lot of money to start it for me personally, and I always would love to have help by joining early and becoming founding members. You can help build this to a tremendous experience that you'll never forget and will always serve you in a great way. It's been so great talking to you all. So take this, think about it. Over the next couple of days, I'll be sending out the offer to join the membership, so we can get started and actually get this group going, get into Facebook, and actually get some good positive energy between everyone. Because I'm not alone. Like I said, we're not islands. We're interdependent, but together we can accomplish great things, and we can build your confidence so you can create what you've always wanted to create. That's my wish, is to help you make it to where you want to go. That's always been my dream, and I'm actually starting to see it now. So that's great. So this is it for tonight, but I just wanted to share that path. Most people come in ordinary, wanting help and wanting to grow, and then they'll get to that phase where they're building awareness, positive reprogramming, and then we're going to build a mind for success by learning about the 6 intellectual faculties and how to effectively use those, and then be able to learn about the universal laws as well, and how they intertwine with the mental faculties, and then perseverance and consistency, staying in the group, keeping up with those what they say, income producing keeping up with those affirmations to keep you going in the right direction and not quitting, and having some place to go to get recharged so that you don't lose heart and lose energy. And I'll always be here giving you that, because that's what I've always done. And that's why I've always attracted people, because, I always think that there's an optimistic side to things. That's one of the laws of universal laws, the law of polarity, which we'll get into one day, but not right now. If you want, you can go back a couple of Facebook lives that I did. I talked about the law of polarity. But yeah, it's been about 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. But I couldn't go without finally being able to share my success path that I was able to put together. And of course, that last step, as I mentioned, was the dream warrior, when you are fighting for your dreams and winning the battle, getting the promotions, starting the new jobs, and thriving and building your own successful small business. Thank you, and you have a good night.